الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Now today's khatira, I wanted to talk about the last 3 ayahs of Surah At-Tahrim. This is the chapter, this is in Juz 28, chapter 66. Now first thing is we're going to go through the ayahs and then we're going to go through some of the possible benefits that we can get and what we can learn from these specific ayahs. Now in these ayahs, Allah is giving us examples specifically of women who were under certain circumstances and what their outcome was. So the first in ayah 10, ضرب الله مثلا للذين كفروا امرأة نوح وامرأة لوط كانتا تحت عبدين من عبادنا صالحين فخانتاهما فلم يغنيا عنهما من الله شيئا وقيل ادخلا النار مع الداخلين. Allah sets forth an example for the disbelievers, the wives of Nuh and the wife of Lut alayhi salam. Each were married to one of our righteous servants, yet betrayed them. So their husbands were of no benefit to them against Allah whatsoever. Both were told, enter the fire along with the others. Then the second ayah, ayah 11. وضرب الله مثلا للذين آمنوا امرأة فرعون إذ قالت رب ابن لي عندك بيتا في الجنة ونجني من فرعون وعمله ونجني من القوم الظالمين. And Allah sets forth the example for the believers, the wife of Fir'aun, who prayed, my Lord, build me a house in paradise near you. Deliver me from Fir'aun and his evil doing and save me from the wrongdoing people. That's the second example. And the third and last ayah, وَمَرْيَمَ ابْنَةَ عِمْرَانَ الَّتِي أَحْسَنَتْ فَرْجَهَا فَنَفَخْنَا فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِنَا وَصَدَّقَتْ بِكَلِمَاتِ رَبِّهَا وَكُتُبِهِ وَكَانَتْ مِنَ الْقَانِتِينَ. There's also the example of Maryam, the daughter of Imran, who guarded her chastity. So we breathed into her womb through our angel, Jibreel. She testified to the words of her Lord and his scripture as one, and was one of the qaniteen, the sincerely devout. So these are the 3 ayahs, and there are so many different lessons that we can learn from this. But today we're just going to be talking about one of them. Now, these are 3 different categories of women who were placed under different environments. And as Muslims, we're always told we should be around good people. We're always encouraged to be around the best of people. And hopefully that will affect us. If we're around good, we usually do good. If we're around bad, we usually do bad. However, sometimes there are situations where we cannot control our environment. And in the end, we can never blame our environment for what we have done. We are individually going to be tested and going to deal with the outcome of our actions. So the first example was 2 women who were the wives of prophets, the greatest human beings to walk on this earth. Right? The wife of Nuh and the wife of Lut alayhi salam. Right? They were wives of the prophets. However, even though they were under the guardianship of prophets, their actions were different. Even though their environment was the best possible environment, they were not able to take advantage of that, and they will still be amongst the people of the fire. The second example is a woman who was under the worst environment possible. She was the wife of Fir'aun, one of the worst human beings to have lived on this earth. And despite her hardship, despite her bad environment, she, as a human being, as herself, was one of the women that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran in such a beautiful way. And the dua specifically, some scholars have written details about the dua specifically, where she says, رَبِّ ابْنِ لِي عِنْدَكَ بَيْتًا فِي الْجَنَّةِ. Oh Allah, give me a house near you in Jannah. The specification is she wants to be near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then وَنَجِّنِي مِن فِرْعَوْنَ وَعَمَلِهِ وَنَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. She's asking Allah for protection and refuge from Fir'aun and the people of the wrongdoing. Very beautiful. So despite her environment, that is what she was. She was one of the greatest women to have lived. However, the final example is of the best woman. A woman who some of the scholars have said she is close to the level and the rank of some of the prophets. And this is the mother of Isa alayhi salam, Maryam ibnat Imran. Maryam, the daughter of Imran. And specifically, right, it was talking about how she was given Isa alayhi salam. She was breathed into her womb, was given Isa alayhi salam, and she was amongst the qaniteen, the sincerely devout. She dedicated her entire life to Islam, even though the difficulties she went through. Having a child without having been married is a very, very difficult task that she went through. And we've been through the ayat before where she even said that she wishes that she had died. When you get into the stories of it, it was such a difficult environment that she lived in. However, she pushed through. She still dedicated herself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she was one of the greatest. She was the greatest woman to have lived on this life. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us benefit from what we learned today. May Allah help us take advantage of the good environments that we live in, and may Allah help us avoid the bad environments that we live in. And may Allah make us amongst the qaniteen. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.